Hey man, what it is? This is Deem, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. There go the Cash App, $ Deem by any means. There go the PayPal at Deem by any means. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. I don't care if you leave $1, $10, $1,000. It is much, much, much appreciated. Hey y'all, you right there. Can you please not be an eavesdropper and hit that like button? Thank you very much. It is highly appreciated. Um, Rayo Venezuela has been having a crazy last 2 years, y'all. From getting knocked out from Delos Santos to losing to Chris Colbert, which I think he won that fight, but whatever. Um, to having a knockout of the year, one of the most brutal knockouts I've seen in a long time, to becoming a champion at a new weight division, and this all was earned. Let's talk about it, y'all. Rayo Venezuela has been an underdog for a lot of his career. He's been an up and coming fighter that has name has always been in the mix, but now he put it deliberately on the fire. And he deserves everything that's coming his way. I hope Ryu really goes ahead and get back in the gym and really watch that Pitbull fight and learn what things that he gonna have to do when he's fighting other style of fighters and just continue to hone in on his craft, because what he did, if he continues to get better and work this way, Ryu could be a true problem. First of all, Ryu was about 5'10". Think Ryu got a 74, 75-inch reach. Ryu is not a little guy for the 140 division. That's what makes him deadly. Ryu has speed. He the fastest? No, but he about middle of the pack. A little above average when it comes to speed. But Ryu can box. Ryu got footwork. Ryu is not a flat-footed Mexican, as people like to say. And the thing that makes Ryu a little different is that Ryu actually has power in both hands. You got to be careful with Ryu. Ryu was he had sneaky punch placement also. The boy kind of accurate. And what he showed me that was in that Pitbull fight that was just miraculous was his patience. The thing that I was most impressed by when it comes to Ryu was his patience. I had Pitbull winning, but I wasn't surprised that Ryu won. If you listen to me talk about this fight, I wouldn't be surprised. I wasn't surprised at all that Ryu won, because from the boxing aspect, I knew that Pitbull would lose when it comes to that. I just thought that Ryu would get antsy. He would lose his patience. He would lose his focus. He didn't do that, though. And that was the fight right there. And this the other thing that I liked. I love that Ryu was turning and using his footwork every time that Pitbullcruz got him in a dangerous situation or got him in a corner. Ryu would get out of that situation very quickly. He wouldn't wait. He'll pivot, spin him, and reset. And that's what you're supposed to do with pressure fighters. He used his head movement, things that he was lacking before in the past. And I ain't going to say lacking, just lacking the experience to do it. A lot of fighters are capable of things that they just work on it and be serious about it. But when they think that they can do other things, they don't always, they start to lose the fundamentals. I could tell that Ryu went back. I think he got Robert Garcia in his corner. So he went back, worked on his fundamentals, and stuck to the game plan. And that's the best thing that he did. He stayed focused, he had patience, and he stuck to the game plan. And boxers, this is why you got to use your jab. When you are fighting, you got to use your jab. What Ryu was doing that was smart was he kept feinting his jab. He wasn't even touching Pitbull with it all the time. It was just the fact that he was putting Pitbull in that position to never get comfortable. And every time that Pitbull lunged in, he made sure he threw punches. When it was time to fight, Rayo fought. But the thing he was smart at, he threw his hands and then he got out the way. And then kept Pitbull at the end of that jab, even if he was just touching his gloves, which threw Pitbull's whole rhythm off, and Pitbull was trying to catch him all night. But he couldn't. And the thing that played bad in Pitbull's favor, when you're lunging and you're swinging and then you're missing wildly, it looks bad to the judges. It's just a perception thing at that point. And that matters in a fight like that. That a fight that's close, that little bit of thing matters right there. Did Pitbull have the more effective punches and things like that? The more brutal oohs and punches? Absolutely he did. But that don't just win a fight. And it wasn't like Rayo just watched Pitbull neither. But nobody's going to just watch Pitbull because Pitbull's going to make you fight his fight. Where Rayo went at Rayo made Pitbull fight his fight. And it ain't been too many people that's been able to all the way do that. Gervonta Davis wasn't even all the way able to do that. He just was, when Pitbull was making Gervonta fight his fight, he just out 40. And that's just something that Gervonta Davis, being as gifted as he is, that's just something that he possesses. That's what makes him special. That even when he's uncomfortable, he was comfortable. And that's what actually separates guys from being where Gervonta Davis is at in his career. But that was a great win for Rayo because Pitbull is a guy. Pitbull like that playoff team, y'all, that everybody say they don't want to play in the first round. That is pitbullcruz. He's the guy that people know they can beat. They think they can beat. But do I really want to go through all of that is more of the question. And that's what Pitbull brings to this boxing game. That's his unique thing that he brings to the boxing game. The thing that when you fight Pitbullcruz, it's going to be a long night. You better stay patient. You better stay focused. You better have a good game plan or you're not going to beat him. And the fact that I think that Rayo, see what separates Rayo from other guys that has a similar fighting style to him is they don't have pop. Rayo has pop. Rayo has punch placement. Rayo has power. And Pitbull respected that power. When Rayo was getting off and throwing them uppercuts and throwing them hooks and throwing them straights, Pitbullcruz didn't like that too much. It's actually one time in the fight, a lot of people, including myself, he staggered Pitbull a little bit. I'm not going to lie. He staggered Pitbull a little bit, and we haven't seen Pitbullcruz be this uncomfortable in a fight. Rayo won the fight just off that. And it also goes to a thing, y'all, that I like to call championship rounds. Now, the fight was close, y'all. I had Rayo up probably 2 rounds going into the 10th round. But I'm going to tell you what separates fighters. It's called championship rounds for a reason, y'all. It is called championship rounds for a reason. When a fight is close and it's still hot and heavy, those last 3 rounds is make or break. Even if you think you're winning, it's make or break. You could be winning in boxing, but not winning by a large enough amount that you are winning, if you understand what I am saying to you. You can't afford to lose those rounds. You're winning, but you can't afford to lose those rounds, though. Or you're going to suffer the consequences. It's going to be a lot closer than you think. And we have seen this time and time again in boxing. And Rayo made sure that, yeah, I feel as though I'm winning, but I'm going to make sure that it ain't nothing to talk about. He closed the deal, and that's what I was most impressed by. Now, I got to say, Rayo's with that snack program and his energy tank that could have played a factor that, because like I said, the snack program works. I ain't going to leave that out, Rayo. I ain't going to leave that out. But with all that being said, congratulations to Rayo Valenzuela, man. Up and coming guy, man. I think is a problem for everybody at the 140 division. That is not an easy fight for anybody at the 140 division. Rayo has the capability to change the fight at any point of the fight because he has power in both hands. I mean, the way he knocked Chris Colbert out, that was knockout of the year to me. He sent him to the outer realm, y'all. To the outer realm. He knocked the boy face down, butt cheeks up outside of the ring. The boy almost fell out of the ring. Nasty work. And I think people understand that when they fight Rayo. And then I think that Rayo was already a big lightweight. I think now that he's at 140, that's why he was able to stagger Pitbull. I think his power, Pitbull is such a hard guy to knock out. You can't base power off of fighting Pitbull because You could be cracking and still not knock out Pitbull Cruz. But the fact that I think he hurt him more than I even think Gervonta Davis had staggered him in the fight. I know that his power is carrying up, that the 140 division probably where he should be. And he's a big 140, or at least a 140 that's of the bigger elk in that division. So shout out to Rayo, man. I know he's going to get a lot of opportunities coming up. He may get a Gervonta Davis fight now. You never know how things going to play out for Rayo. But I don't think that's something Rayo should take right now. Me being honest with Rayo, I wouldn't take a Gervonta Davis fight right now. I mean, the bag going to be probably undeniable. So I understand that part. I just think that he needs some more experience, because one of the things that I think Rayo could really work on was going to the body. Now, y'all understand that going to the body against Pitbull Cruz when you are the taller fighter is not an easy task, because now you're bringing yourself down to his level, and that's exactly where Pitbull Cruz wants you at. So I understand why he wasn't that willing to take those risks, but at the same time, I don't care who you in there with. It's certain things you have to do. You have to do it because it's going to assist you in winning a fight later down the road. So y'all already know what this is, right? Dean by any means. And now holla at y'all.